Local activists are sharing their thoughts as tensions continue to rise between Israel and Iran. It's our top story at 11. Thanks for joining us. I'm Rachel Ramsey. As Israel and Iran continue their launched attacks against each other, activists worry about the outcome. Taryn Simmons spoke to a supporter of Israel and a supporter of Iran who disagree on much, but are both praying for the safety of the people overseas.
Rachel, the attacks began 2 days ago, with Israel launching strikes on Iranian nuclear facilities, which Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says are a threat to Israel. Iran quickly retaliated back, launching missiles at Israel. The activists I spoke to say they're worried for the safety of the civilians caught in the crossfire. As Israel and Iran continue launching missiles at each other, social activist Heather Burnham worries for the future between the two nations.
Definitely see us getting involved in a war and, it becoming a World War III. And it's pretty terrifying.
Burnham says there was no international legal validation for Israel's attack on Iran and fears that the conflict is a part of a bigger issue.
It is a distraction from what they're doing in Palestine, what they're doing in Gaza, especially considering that the attacks there have, increased tremendously immediately.
Burnham says Iran has historically sided with Palestinians. Now, Matthew Zivian, a Jewish activist, says Israel and Iran's tension have heightened over the years. But in contrast to Burnham, Zivian questions Iran's intentions.
Anytime a group like the Houthis or Hamas or Hezbollah attack Israel, they're really attacking almost on behalf of Iran.
Zivian says Israel had to defend itself against Iran's nuclear weapons program.
It was a very credible threat that Iran was going to have nuclear weapons. Israel had to act and eliminate that threat. Israel couldn't wait any longer, otherwise, Iran was going to drop, nuclear bombs on them.
But Burnham feels differently.
They had no nuclear weapons. It's far more likely that they didn't, and considering their defense and the way they've reacted, defensive attacks back.
On day 3 of the conflict, hundreds are already reported dead, and Zivian worries about the safety of his relatives living in Israel and civilians getting caught in the middle.
I worry for everybody's safety. Fortunately, Israel has, top of the line, state of the art aerial defense systems that should limit the amount of missiles that are landing in Israel. Obviously, some have hit, and that is a tragedy. There are casualties right now in Israel, and that is absolutely something to mourn.
President Trump has stated that the U.S. was not involved in Israel's initial strikes against Iran, but officials confirmed that the U.S. did help Israel intercept missiles from Iran's counterattack.